As the conflict intensifies and extends beyond its boundaries, what's the implication? It suggests neither party lacks funds. The West is consulted. Fingers point at India and China. We purchase Russian petroleum, thus continually enlarging Putin's war coffer. Yet, it appears Europe follows suit. They're acquiring unprecedented volumes of Russian LNG. LNG stands for liquefied natural gas. Up to the previous year, Europe's Russian gas was primarily pipeline delivered. However, post-conflict came the economic reprisals. European nations opted to halt Russian oil purchases. Such a commendable act, the gallant Europeans foregoing a warm winter to counteract Putin. Yet, there's more beneath the surface. Post-prohibition of Russian oil, Europe pivoted to Russian LNG, massively so. Hello and welcome back to Innovative Check YouTube channel, where we delve into the innovative and transformative projects changing our world. If you're new to the channel and enjoy learning about innovation stories around the world, you've come to the right place. Please subscribe, like, and comment to help boost our videos on YouTube. Now, let's begin. Here are the stats. European long acquisitions from Russia skyrocketed by 40 in comparison to 2021, a year prior to the conflict. Simultaneously, global procurements from Russia saw a mere 6 hike. Observe the stark contrast. Global Russian LNG procurements rose by 6%, while Europe shot up by 40%. And the valuation of this commerce? Roughly $5.3 billion within 7 months. Projecting forwards, Europe might dish out $10 billion for Russian gas this annum. For perspective, consider that Russia's defense allocation stands at approximately $100 billion. Europe contributes to 10 of that via their gas purchase. Sanctions notwithstanding, Spain, Belgium, and France lead the purchasing nations. France procured approximately 4.5 million cubic meters of Russian LNG, Belgium 7 million, and Spain about 7.5 million. The predominant source is a collaboration termed LNG. Interestingly, the majority ownership is with a Russian entity, Novatek, with global partners sharing the remainder. France's Total Energy and China's CNPC are significant stakeholders. This trading relationship shows no sign of waning. Yearly comparisons reveal a 2 growth, suggesting Europe's gas demands are accelerating post-2022. Russia ranks as Europe's secondary long supplier, with the US in the lead. Roughly 16 of European LNG originates from, ironically, their adversary. Why isn't there a European intervention? They claim to have a strategy, phasing out all Russian fossil fuels by 2027. Until then, it seems anything goes. Earlier in the year, Spain's energy spokesperson underscored the paradox, urging Spanish firms to abstain from Russian LNG. Yet, to no avail. Energy corporations heed regulations, not mere requests. What hinders Europe from imposing penalties on entities importing Russian LNG? Russian petroleum faces restrictions, as does coal and even tobacco products. Yet Russian LNG sails smoothly. This encapsulates Europe's double standard. Their sanctions appear, at best, lukewarm, riddled with exceptions. External refineries processing Russian crude, then shipping to Europe, seemingly no issue. Nations like India, China, and Turkey have funneled refined Russian crude to European shores, drawing rebukes. Yet, Europe continues its purchases. They may criticize, but they still engage in analogous practices. Europe's entitlement stands. They can procure whatever they desire, Russian petroleum, LNG, or even vodka. However, they should vacate their moral pedestal and not reproach others doing likewise. Recollect Ukraine's statement, condemning India for Russian oil purchases. Isn't Europe's stance contradictory? Europe has committed a staggering $28 billion in military support to Ukraine, but they concurrently expend nearly $10 billion on Russian gas, indirectly bolstering Putin's military endeavors. What drives this? Recent European elections spotlighted energy costs, and banning Russian LNG could have precipitated a crisis. Yet, with European gas storage brimming, why the surge in imports? Don't anticipate broad inquiries into this flourishing business. When Europe does it, it's a strategic choice. When others do it, it's blood money. But what did Americans say? They simply said nothing, but criticizing India and China for buying oil from Russia. If you are enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to subscribe, share the video, and comment. This Europe's growing energy relationship with Russia, especially in the wake of events in Ukraine. What is the extent of Europe's dependency on Russian LNG? And more pertinently, what is driving this increasing dependency despite global tensions? If I told you that the European Union, amidst its commendable stance on Ukraine, has substantially amplified its purchases of Russian liquefied natural gas by a staggering 40% since the conflict's inception. What would your immediate reaction be? Surprise, skepticism, or perhaps a subtle nod of understanding? The numbers present an intriguing narrative. From January to July 2023 alone, the EU procured a significant 52% of Russia's total LNG exports. The percentage is up from 49% in 2022 and 39% in 2021. Indeed, we have observed a slight uptick from 21.3 million cubic meters in 2022 to 21.6 million in 2023. But when contrasted against 2021, the growth is a staggering 39.5%. Historically, the EU has leaned heavily on Russia for its energy needs. However, after the unsettling events in Ukraine, gas imports from Russia experienced a notable reduction. In response, the EU started expanding its imports of LNG, with the United States being a significant contributor. But here lies the crux. Spain, Belgium, and France have emerged as key destinations for these LNG carriers. Data from the environmental watchdog Global Witness revealed that Spain, Belgium, and France are among the top buyers of Russian LNG, preceded only by China. They account for massive purchases, 7.5 million cubic meters, 7.1 million cubic meters, and 4.5 million cubic meters respectively. Now, some may argue, why should this be a matter of concern? Isn't it justifiable for a region to prioritize its energy security? Well, yes and no. Energy security is paramount. However, the larger narrative isn't just about energy but about global politics, sanctions, and the promises made by the European Union. The EU had pledged to dramatically reduce its gas imports from Moscow, especially post the Ukrainian conflict. Yet, the numbers suggest a different trajectory. European countries, which once relied heavily on pipelines for their gas needs, are now increasingly turning to Russian LNG. Why? Is it simply a matter of supply and demand? Or is there a more strategic rationale behind these decisions? The situation further complicates as European leaders voice out. Spain's energy minister, Teresa Ribera, hinted at an imminent decision regarding Russian LNG imports, suggesting that actions might be taken sooner than later. Meanwhile, profits from these fossil fuels continue to fuel Russia's endeavors, some of which remain contentious on the global stage. The situation demands transparency and strategic introspection. Europe's burgeoning LNG trade with Russia is not merely an energy transaction, but interweaves with geopolitical, economic, and ethical considerations. The question that remains is, will Europe continue its current trajectory or pivot towards a more diversified and less contentious energy future? Only time will tell. Thank you for your attention, and I welcome your thoughts and questions on this complex and vital subject. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to get exclusive videos about how phenomenally China is developing and growing its influence. Your subscriptions and likes motivate us to generate more content, so please keep supporting us. Check out this video showing on your screen right now, and I will see you on the other side.